And I still remember in my mind how things used to be. And, I feel very bad. But people from all over the world came here. From all over the world. It was a playground, they call it the playground of the world over here.
Everybody has interesting stories, you know. Well, first of all, only crazy people join. I was in the Army in like 64, 65, around there, right at the start of the Vietnam War. Women didn't go anywhere then. All we did was replace guys so they could get over there and get killed. So that's what we did. Now, women get to be real soldiers. I worked in OBGYN, and the guy that I replaced died the first day he got there, which was really hard when I heard about it. At that time, if someone was shot, it was something like an 85% chance that they would live if they were shot. Now it's much, much higher. If they get to a medic, it's much, much higher. They still lose people, but they almost always, it's just because they lose them right there on the battlefield. They don't, the medicine in the military is really outstanding. But you didn't really have a chance because they were just shoved right through and sent right over, and then whatever happened to them, happened to them. I would have much rather been a real soldier. Yeah, they were more concerned with what color lipstick we wore and whether the seams in our hose were straight and that kind of stuff. You know, did we make crumbs when we ate? It was kind of silly. Now there's more women, and it's really great. It's really great. And not only that, as a plug for women, the military is a good place to get a date. There are lots of guys here. If somebody wants to volunteer at the VA, you get to meet a lot of really funny people, and it's really kind of fun there. I used to volunteer, and you have a lot of fun, you know. So every year they have a arts and crafts, national arts and crafts thing, and the people from here win a lot of first place in the country. There's really a lot of great artists here.
I have no problem telling people, oh, you think you're looking at a white person, but you're not. I was born in Durango, Colorado, and raised in what I call a half-breed ghetto in a place called Bayfield. And Bayfield is the U.S. government-owned property at the time, built on top of a uranium dump site. And that's where they put all the half-breeds, because the only good Indian was a dead Indian at that time. Well, we've all survived every cancer we've ever had. I've survived breast cancer, and I'm fighting colon cancer now. So we don't get high blood pressure, diabetes, respiratory. We don't get any of that. We just get cancer. We don't get normal sickness. We just get cancer. We laugh about it. At first I thought, why me? And then I thought to myself, why not me? And then I just said, God, I'm in your hands. Whatever will be, will be. I'm not in charge of this. That was the end of my story. I went through operations. I just had a lumpectomy. I had chemo, radiation, never sick, never missed a day's work, and I had 3 jobs at the time. It wasn't a problem, I just knew I was going to survive. God, I believe, has bigger plans for me. Well, my grand commandment is to serve, and my grand commission is to serve as a prosecutorial advocate in the courtroom for elderly abuse victims. And I'm going to be opening up specific places for people to go where it's going to be kind of reverse mentoring, where you have the elders and the younger people coming together. Maybe an older person will teach a young person how to bake a cherry pie the old-fashioned way, and maybe the younger person will teach this person over here how to play a Pokemon on DS so that you can relate to your children and grandchildren. but I also want to be a spiritual leader to these people, especially rape victims that are afraid to testify against their offenders and they let the offenders get off and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I hope to be a facilitator in Bible study and spiritual things like that. I think I'm in my new life. You know, when you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you become a new creation. I have a new brain. I carry a 4.0 at school for the last 4 quarters. I want to take the easy way out. It was not meant to be.
I've had a good life. My father had a grocery store and a department store in a small town. And we would go to the city to market about twice a year. And so we had a car and we would travel on that. But I also was very fortunate in that my family vacationed in Colorado every summer. And we would drive out there and spend the week. Then after I started working, friends and I would take trips, mostly by automobile, driving around in the States. And then when I was married and we had children, we would vacation, mostly by car. But in the last few years, I've done a lot of airplane traveling because I have a son who lives overseas, so I go to visit him and travel around. I like to drive by car. I like to go by car. You see the scenery and you can stop when you want to. But if you're traveling a long distance, airplanes are the way to go. But I have no interest to visit the moon. A lot of trips to Estes Park, Colorado, as a child and as growing up. But then also in the last few years, I've worked at the YMCA Conference Center out there in the summers. So I would travel out there. I was a volunteer in mission through my church also. I play in the handbell, English handbell choir at my church. And in 1988, 13 of us joined 175 others in California, and we led the Rose Parade. And that was really a high of my life. It was just very interesting and exciting. And we walked 5.5 miles playing handbells, holding a handbell in each hand and one fastened to our waist, and did the whole parade. But in all these other places, I just enjoy meeting the people, and I have stayed anywhere from 3 months to 2 years by moving around and meeting new people and learning the culture of that area. I think it's a good education. When you get to be my age, you kind of have lived your life and you don't want to make changes. At least it's hard for me to do that. You know. I've had a good life. Enjoy every moment of the day because it goes so fast. Take advantage of any opportunities that you have as far as travel, doing crazy things. Just be yourself and enjoy life.